My 49, male. Y 48 female left the family for her affair partner a year ago, but now she says she wants to fix things. My wife and I have been married for just over 9 years. We have an 8-year-old son together. She was a full time SAHM after our son was born. However, in April 2019, she went back into the workforce working part time as an assistant for a manager at a medical software sales company. She was bummed that she wasn't pulling in a lot in terms of salary, but I was happy for her because I hoped that a job would be motivating for her. She had already complained that she wished I could be more spontaneous and interesting. But despite attempts at counseling, she could never explain what interesting meant. However, 3 months into her job, I found her to be a more happy person, less critical of everything I do, and a more patient mother to our son. Our intimate life had basically been dead for around 5 years, and she had shown interest in recharging that. What I didn't know was that she had begun an affair with a surgeon, now 53 male, she met at a medical conference. Her job involves travel to go to medical conferences and visit clinics and hospitals. The surgeon lived in a nearby big city, and she would use work as an excuse to see him. This went on behind my back, as she would later tell me from July 2019 to around April 2020 when she admitted that her work was much more remote during COVID than she had convinced me it was, and she had been driving to see her AP. She told me the AP was interesting and he was everything that I wasn't meaning. He made a lot of money, had lucrative a side business with his family, and lectured around the country and loved to travel and enjoy life. She said she regretted becoming a mom, but it has made her stay with me for the greater part of a decade, and that she needed time to think. She told me to not follow her and had loaded up her car and left to stay in a room that she was subletting from a friend. I was left to deal with the fallout, including my son's troubling levels of anxiety and his increased inability to get along with anyone in school. He's cried himself to sleep thinking he's unlovable, and my wife refused to return his call. The only thing she did was send me a letter establishing the date of separation and her intention to file for divorce a year from the date of separation. People are all telling me to file for divorce as soon as our state let us and tell the court my wife abandoned the family. 5 months ago, she tried to get me to sign a separation agreement with bogus terms, which I refused and decided to go to see a lawyer. Then 2 months ago, she started talking to me about how she wants to be more civil with me from now on. Then last week, she asked to meet. She starts crying and saying her AP was abusive and that he told her that he was divorcing his wife for 3 years, 26 female, who he was separated from. Turns out, the wife was in another city finishing up her final year of graduate school, but when she found out about the affair, she went psycho, and the AP stood by and did nothing as his wife called my wife's employer, which caused her to have to leave her job. He merely admitted that he did adore his wife and wanted to let her follow her dreams, but had a hard time dealing with long distance and pretty much admitted that his wife said she was okay with him having one night stands, but he regrets hurting her now and for letting it drag on. The AP also said nothing when his wife texted my wife that he was not leaving her and that they would file restraining orders if she ever contacted them again. My wife said that she had a moment of insanity, that She was willing to get therapy, but that at no point did she intend to be malicious and that she was a victim of his lies. She said she was struggling and said she wanted to move back in and be a happy family again. What do I do? How do I deal with someone who has caused so much pain? Over cohabitating again, I can guarantee that I won't develop feelings for her again. Most importantly, I don't know how to deal with this in a way to inflict the least trauma on my son. I had been prepared to respond to a divorce petition, but my wife said she'd lose it if I filed right now, and said she just wanted to find the love we once had.
Sir, your wife spit on your marriage vows and abandoned her child. When she walked out the door, she didn't give a damn about blowing up your family and the mental and emotional trauma she was causing your son. Your wife doesn't respect you. If she had, she wouldn't have cheated. She looked you in the face while she slept with another man behind your back and you were clueless. She took you for a fool and got a thrill out of deceiving you and humiliating you. Then she rejected you and casted you off. Everything she's put you and your son through, and you let her slither back into your home. If you don't respect yourself, why should your wife? She will never stop cheating on you. The love you had. Does she remember saying she wished she never had your son because he tied her to you? And may meet another AP and again desert your family and discard your marriage. More importantly, she'll upend your son's life again, destroying him. You would be a poor parent to allow your wife to injure your son in that way. She has done nothing for your forgiveness. She's taken no accountability for what she's done to your family. She blames her AP. He didn't force her to denigrate you and neglect your son. The only reason she's back is because her AP dumped her. She never had any intention on returning. Ever. You'd be insane to take her back. Or help her. If why? She's not back because she wants to be a family. She is back because she wants someone to fund her life, and you can bet as soon as someone else comes around, she'll be out the door just as quickly as last time. Your job now is to protect your child from more damage that she can inflict. Do not let her back into the house unless you're legally obligated to. She did this. No one else. She abandoned you and her child. Continue with the divorce, get child support and co-parent if she decides she cares about her son again. You are crazy if you let her back in except as an ex-spouse with visitation rights. She left and wanted no contact. You can't unring that bell. She's only back because AP kicked her ass to the curb. Leave her there. Oh my God, no. Never, never trust someone that will willingly abandon their child. Ever. She wants you back, only because shit didn't work out with the other guy, and she'll be on the lookout for a new guy, as soon as you take her back. File ASAP. Do not let your ex manipulate you any further, because that's all she's doing now. This isn't remorse, clarity or regret, it's fake. Please dude, don't consider this. It's pure manipulation on her part now that she is about to be left with nothing. Your soon-to-be ex has something in common with all cheaters, an utter lack of regard for anyone's feelings but her own. She is not a victim but the victimizer. Just remember the sight of your son crying himself to sleep. How bad she hurt him. Your number one responsibility as a parent to protect your children from all kinds of people who hurt them. SOMETIMES actually more than sometimes, that includes a parent. She easily abandoned him and you for some supposedly interesting D***K that got bored with her. You need a divorce yesterday. 26-year-old with a graduate degree that gives out hall passes versus 48-year-old unemployed married woman who has no sense of loyalty and with no place to live. Your wife is an idiot. She only wants back because someone else threw her away. She already told you she regrets her life with you and having your son. Ask yourself why after saying that, why does she really come back for? Again she abandoned you both, that should be enough for you to keep her away from your son and house. She showed you who she was. When someone does that, believe them. She was willing to give up a son, marriage and family for a trade up. She tried to play legal games with you. She abandoned your son. There is only one option, IMO. Divorce her. You will never trust her. She'll always be looking to monkey